All right, so now it's after the dig. We have a limit of clams, so what do? Let's say you live a couple hours away. How do you get your clams from the beach to your home? I'm gonna show you how to do that right here, right now. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I've got a mesh bag here that just kind of helps everything to get all the sand, as much of that heavy sand off of the clams. I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so now I've got all the heavy sand off of the clams. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a towel and I'm gonna soak it in seawater. All right, so this is just an old towel I brought from the home, a little hand towel, and it's gonna cover the clam. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it wet, trying to keep the sand off of it with seawater. Now I'm gonna try to keep as much of that water in there as possible. All right, so now we've got our limits of clams. So we have 4 limits of clams. I've got a cooler here, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the clams and I'm gonna put them inside of this cooler. Okay? All right, putting them inside. The last thing, if you remember, we went and got ourselves that old towel soaked in seawater, and it's all I'm gonna do is put this over top of the clams, just like that. Now, because I'm still in the field, I have to leave those clams in the bags to identify 4 separate limits. When I get home, I'm gonna dump them out and then lay that cloth back over top of them. There's 2 things you never wanna do when taking your clams from the beach to your home. First one, you never wanna put them in salt water. So what happens is, in that salt water, they start to defecate, they're respirating, they are essentially using the bathroom in that water, and it creates a lot of ammonia. The clam then is ingesting that, and it actually puts an off taste on the meat. The second thing that you do not want to do is dump the clams directly on ice. It can actually kind of mess the meat up, and it will kill the clams. So this way right here with the wet towel, and the clams will live essentially overnight until I clean them tomorrow morning. It's an evening clam dig, so tomorrow morning is when I'm going to be cleaning these. If you want to see that video on how to clean it, I'll put the link right up there. Hey, so we're back from our clam dig. It's the morning after, and I'm getting ready to go clean the clams. Before I clean them though, I just wanted to show you how they kept in the cooler overnight. All right, so we got our cooler here. I covered it with that cloth that was soaked in seawater, and when I pull this back, you're gonna see some of the clams are moving around in there, okay? They're really cold right now, so they're lethargic, but you can see them moving. Some of their diggers down there, I can hear them moving. You see them, that one's moving back in, they're retracting. All right, if I move them around, you'll be able to see it. But anyhow, there's the foot going back in, okay? That one's trying to move. All right guys, so that's just another technique. This is also the technique that's recommended by the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife for transporting your clams. All right, if you like this video, consider subscribing and check out the other content on this channel. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Until next time, take care.